I am the leader of this state and its people, and I stand here today proud to be both.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. Now, as you know, that's been the big news last week and a half, and I want to talk about that a little bit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how this is going to go down. I really don't. But here's what we do know so far. Our bridge was closed. Well, lanes was closed, excuse me. A bunch of people and his staff got caught and resigned, fired, whatever you want to call it. Now, watching this unfold, progressives were going after him hot and heavy. And it's politically motivated. And let me explain why. As you know, or may not know, I've been a big fan of Chris Christie only because he's probably the only conservative that can pull off a win in the next presidential election. Now, with that being said, progressives know that also. And they're doing everything in their power to bring him down. Now, I don't know where this is going to go, like I said, but here's what Chris Christie said during his state address during the week. So let's take a look.
Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Speaker, congratulations. Mr. President, members of the state legislature, friends, and fellow New Jerseyans. Now, the last week has certainly tested this administration. Mistakes were clearly made, and as a result, we let down the people we're entrusted to serve. I know our citizens deserve better, much better. Now, I'm the governor, and I'm ultimately responsible for all that happens on my watch, both good and bad. Now, without a doubt, we will cooperate with all appropriate inquiries to ensure that this breach of trust does not happen again. But I also want to assure the people of New Jersey today that what has occurred does not define us or our state. This administration and this legislature will not allow the work that needs to be done to improve the people's lives in New Jersey to be delayed for any reason. I am the leader of this state and its people, and I stand here today proud to be both. But also, those of you who know me know I am always determined to do better.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's determined that he's going to win this, and I applaud him for that. Now, something else popped up during this week. It actually has to do with Hoboken, New Jersey Mayor Don Zimmer. Now, I'm going to let you watch part of this video and what she said. We're going to discuss it.
Her city is being denied critical Hurricane Sandy aid. Now, you'll remember that the city of Hoboken, in the aftermath of the storm, was 80% underwater. Hoboken remains a city vulnerable to another storm, and the mayor says the reason her city isn't getting the funds it needs has nothing to do with the fact that she didn't endorse Chris Christie for re-election. Hoboken Mayor Don Zimmer says members of Christie's administration warned her that her town would be starved of hurricane relief money unless she approved a lucrative redevelopment plan favored by the governor.
The bottom line is it's not fair for the governor to hold Sandy funds hostage for the city of Hoboken because he wants me to give back to one private developer. And it's important that, I know it's very complicated for the public to really understand all of this, but I have a legal obligation to follow the law, to bring balanced development to Hoboken. I cannot give a windfall to one property owner because the governor wants me to in exchange for the Sandy Fund. So I'll tell you, I feel like I'm literally between a rock and a hard place.
I have two issues with this video. Number one, she's implying that her constituents are extremely stupid, but that's a different story for a different day. The other issue I have is what she's referring to as political blackmail. Now, for you watching in our European audiences, you know well as I do that in politics, that happens all the time without question. And so, would that become a big scandal? I have absolutely no idea. But it's going to be interesting to see what goes down. And we'll be right back. Hi everybody, my name is Lance Bell, host of Real Deal Politics with the Anti-Pundit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you my Indiegogo campaign. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you've followed me, you know since 2008, I have been broadcasting in some medium on politics and current events. And ladies and gentlemen, I love every second of it. Now, conversely, for the last year and a half or so, I've been doing everything online as far as visual media. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm having tons and tons of fun with it. But it comes to a point now where I'm ready to step up my game. And that's why I come to you today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you saw my last campaign, you already know that I have equipment problems. I mean, I'm running an iMac G4. I mean, it's not the greatest in the world. And if you look at some of my videos in the past, as you can see here, the quality has come up over time. And I still had a long way to go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, given the circumstances, I already know that my only option is to do it on my own, and let me explain. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna need, here's what I'm gonna do to pull this off. Let me start that over. I mean, to be a true independent, I'm gonna have to do it all. From doing the website, to having a server set up, to even have my own studio. Now, as you can see in this pie chart here, that this is not going to be easy. And I know being a true independent, that's the route I chose to take. Now, ladies and gentlemen, also, I actually decided to start another show. And if it was syndicated, I probably watched it. Now, the bad television review, as it sounds, is what that is. It's all about bad television. Now, I've seen people out there doing, movies, music videos. There's a lot of sites that just does games. But you know what? Nobody really does television. So I decided to do that because it's something real different and you will enjoy it. That's a promise. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the way this is going to be set up be like this. The Real Deal is a weekly show. Always has been, always will be. Now, the Bad Television Show is going to be set up as a traditional television show, meaning that I will be doing shows weekly over 13 weeks given the standard programming schedules. Now, if there's enough demand there, I will go to 26 weeks. And that's where you come in. I work for you, meaning that I love what I do, but if you didn't watch, it didn't matter. Now, as you can see, as far as the rewards, there are some rewards out there, and they will be being added as we go along. Now, remember, this is no fluff, this is real talk. And I know, and I hope you understand that. But remember, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, and it's about you. I'm Lance Bell. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there's an old saying, you'll fight over whiskey, but you'll kill over water. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about what happened in West Virginia with that chemical spill. Now, last week, because what happened to Chris Christie, this got totally shoved under the rug. Now, it did make some news, but you didn't see it until after that scandal happened. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as someone who has friends that live in West Virginia, this was huge. Now, my understanding was 300,000 people didn't have water at all. And that's no joke. Now, I'm going to show you this video here of a resident in the area, and here's what she said she had to do for water.
How have the last 24 hours been for you?
It has been quite complicated. We have searched for water to make bottles for my 2-year-old, and trying to gather up enough gallons of water so we can give them at least all sponge baths, and so my grandfather can make his pot of coffee. It's been quite complicated, but I've been trying to keep a positive mind to keep everybody level-headed and not so stressed.
And what do you think about how the events unfolded?
I think we're not being told everything. I think they're trying to keep everything hush-hush as much as they can. I believe that they should have told us early that morning when they first detected it, but they chose not to, and everybody has drank the water throughout the day, and there is a few people that are now in the hospital with a rash from head to toe. I do believe that the company that leaked should be sued, because all the local companies are losing a lot of business and a lot of money.
And do you think that this area can afford businesses like that losing money?
No, I do not.
What do you think will happen to those small businesses that lose lots of money over this?
They could possibly go out of business.
Are you at all worried about your health or your baby's health?
I am. I am worried about my 2 sons and my niece and nephew on how this chemical could affect them if they drink enough of the water.
And what about the long term? Do you think that you feel a little worried about the long-term health consequences of this being in the water, even if it's diluted?
I've not really thought about it, but I guess when the day comes, I'll figure out what it is, and that this probably could have been the cause of it.
And what would you like to see happen now?
I would just like for them to get it taken care of so my kids can go back to school and just be clean.
And what about more long-term things? Are there any changes you would like to see, like bigger changes that could make things like this less likely to happen?
That the chemical plant was not close enough to dump it into the water.
What do you think about how the story is being circulated in the national news? Do you think it's getting enough coverage, not enough, the right kind, the wrong kind?
Personally, I think that they've got enough, but maybe too much, because now the terrorists know how to kill off a bunch of people.
Let's hope they don't do that. Let's hope they don't do that. And how long have you lived in West Virginia?
I've lived here for 23 years and a year in Florida.
And you're originally from West Virginia?
Yes, ma'am.
So can you say I'm a West Virginian?
I'm West Virginia.
Are you a proud West Virginian?
Yes, I am.
What do you think people should take away from this about West Virginians?
That we are strong people. We can get through anything.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest. This should have never happened. Now, what really makes me mad about this situation is the company that accidentally released the water, or saying it was an accident, filed for bankruptcy during the week. Now, for our European viewers, please tell me in the comments below what is procedure there in your country, because I am kind of interested to know. Now, this is not going to go away anytime soon with a simple bankruptcy. I mean, they will fight this tooth and nail, because you're going to have the EPA involved, you're going to have the state of West Virginia involved, And this is not going to be fun. And that chemicals are still in the water. And my understanding is it made it out of West Virginia into the Ohio River, which means it's heading downstream. So we're going to find out what happens. We'll be right back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. And you notice something? I got a new set this weekend. Now, I've been promising this for weeks, and it's finally happened. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's been complaints that I'm not putting the best quality show out there. And as you can see, I'm getting to that point to where it's about to really explode for me. And hopefully this set will be a lot better than what it has been in the past. And in the upcoming weeks and months, you'll see more changes to the program. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this week's show. I'd like to thank you for watching, and always be careful, and remember, fear the road.